Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Monday, June 16th, 2025. As you know, I don't usually have everything all laid out when I start. I did a recording, but I was having trouble with my storage and it popped off somewhere in the middle of the recording. So I deleted some of that storage and now I'm just going to take it again from the layout that I had and just run through it again. I'm using the borderless Rider-Waite-Smith cards, and I'm using the Oracle cards, Unlocking the Secret Garden Oracle, for my spread cards to create the questions of the spread. This is a beautiful deck that I mentioned in a video that I just did earlier today, a hashtag video response called Show Us Your Backs, about the backs of cards. And I will take a moment and say that was just one of the, I had this listed as one of the underrated card backs that needs a little more, deserves a little more attention. So these are our spread cards. Now, our first card is about listen. What do I need to listen to? And we need to listen to that inner voice that is the King of Wands. Look, this little lizard is even listening. They're both paying attention to something that happened before, but using that to create, this is the air of fire. So using this for communications, language, for creativity and activity. Although he is very still, he's listening. He's listening, and the listening is the key. Of course, what he's listening for is ideas and creativity that can move him and the people he cares about forward. What does he want to become? Still listening here, still very still and listening. He needs to become more active and really engage in the creative work, get this work done, get started, become focused, and yes, you do have your dreams in the background, you have your home to take care of, but when it's time to work, you need to focus on the work that you need to get done, doing it faithfully, executing it beautifully. Now notice these two are looking forward. She is looking sort of over here, but to the past, but also her eyes are drifting over here to the future. She is the keeper of stories, and this card represents the stories that we tell ourselves, also the stories that we kind of cultivate to tell others about ourselves. And often in those stories, we are the hero, embattled by faceless others that come upon us suddenly and who are equally matched with us, and we didn't expect that attack at all, but we were able to meet them and to win. And these are often the stories of our victimization that we like to tell others, but obviously, since we're telling the story, we've made it through. So it's just a reminder that this is not a very profitable activity. It isn't this. It, telling and retelling these stories to ourselves and others is not a profitable activity. And she is glancing down here. She's glancing forward to our wish. Our wish. Now, it's not a perverse width. It's not a death. In very few readings, the death card can actually mean death, and the way it always does in movies with the da-da-da. But the death card is about making a transition, letting go of things in the past so that you can move forward, so that you can move these things forward and get him out of the past and get him moving forward too. Interesting to note that we have this wish card about dandelions who transition, which is what this is about, so completely that you wouldn't even necessarily know they are the same flower. They transition, you're probably thinking when you're working that it's going to turn into this golden flower, but the real fruit is going to be this puffy, ethereal thing that flies away on the puff of a breeze and spreads your ideas. Spread your ideas and your thoughts to others like a butterfly. That is your general reading for Monday. So I hope you're able to listen and then work and push yourself into that transitioning and let go of those past stories and just focus on today and working on what you need to work on to spread your ideas, spread your thoughts, and communicate clearly as you transition into something new. Have a lovely day.